Like even touching back in school, I saw an article right on Independent that said 3 in 10 girls become insecure by the age of 16, and I think that's crazy because that's such a young age. Like you're in secondary school.
I feel like that's low. 3 in 10. I feel like it's probably higher.
Yeah.
Honestly,
so do you feel like a lot of girls around you, because you was going to all girls school? Obviously, you'll be able to see like because you was in class with a lot of girls. Would you say it's a lot higher than that? And why would you say that is?
Yeah, I think you just get to an age where you become more aware of yourself, of your body, and then how different it is to others. But you also become more, acutely aware of what's revered when it comes to media, online, whatever. I mean, those days, Jesus, I sound like I'm really old. I'm 32, people. But we weren't online on our phones like that. So we didn't have, if we had phones, it was just a call or text or whatever. So, we didn't have as much of that from phones or from, social media, but it was more on TV, magazines, whatever. So like growing up, I remember watching like America's Next Top Model and all these shows, and you see what's idolized. And so that's what you try to adopt, even though, you don't look anything like that. And for me, being the only black girl and, different kind of figure and whatever else, and you've got nothing to compare to because all your peers are just like, thin, white Irish girls, that definitely, plays a role. Because your body type, your makeup of your body type is going to be different genetically. So you're hoping for something that maybe is not necessarily achievable, but you think that you need to be that to be accepted. And I think now it's just inundated, saturated with that stuff. And it's not just young girls. Like I think the algorithms really do feed the things. Like it's almost like an addiction. Like you can't help but watch these things and these videos that show you, how to get this kind of body and this is what I did, or transformations or whatever. Unfortunately, the algorithm's a little bit sinister, and it knows what you're going to click onto and what will draw your attention. So people are getting programmed without necessarily realizing. And even I catch myself sometimes being like, I kind of want to change this, change that. I'm like, where is that coming from? And it's just from your feed.
100%. So would you say Instagram is, do you say it's more so good or more so a negative thing? Or would you say it's more towards, or let's say if you was to rate like percentage wise, what would you say the ratio is?
I would say, I feel like the algorithm is more sinister now. But now I would say 60% bad, 40% good. And I think you have to really work hard actually to control the kind of content that you're exposing yourself to, or you're allowing yourself to expose yourself to. So sometimes just clicking that, I don't want to see this, I don't want to see that, trying to like more stuff consciously that, is more positive, more empowering, then you can kind of hack the system a little bit. But otherwise, you can just get pulled in, you don't even realize it.
100%. And I'll totally agree with that as well, because even like you said, the more things you like, the more things Instagram will feed you. So you won't even know. Even if you watch a video, it will just feed you more of the same videos. And there's a lot of like information out there which confuses people because there's so much information. Even that question for you, do you remember like your first time in the gym, or the first time, and why did you go to the gym?
To lose weight.
Like what was the experience like? Talk us through that. Like the first time actually stepping in the gym. Like how did you feel? Why did you go? What made you go?
So I think so. My earliest memories, let's say, of being in the gym was when I was maybe 16, 17, and that was when I just started university. And it was purely just to lose weight. Like that was always my drive for a long time, just to lose weight. And thinking back now, knowing what I know now from being trained and taught things properly, I didn't know what I was doing. What was I doing there? Just walking around, pulling things, moving things. I don't know what. There was no form. There was no thoughts about nothing. So it was more. I was doing a bit of weight training and a bit of like, run on the treadmill or whatever. But I think there was no kind of thing of like wanting to get stronger, wanting to get this, wanting to get that. It was just it was aimless movement around the gym, but the whole overall aim was to get slimmer. So that was my first experience. And I remember like I was going for a couple of months at the time. So I was like, keeping up with it. And I don't remember feeling any type of way. And I don't know why. This was in Lithuania about this. I didn't tell you. I don't know if I told you this, but I studied in Lithuania.
Wow, this is I'm going to find
this
that
is
now.
An exclusive.
Wow.
I studied in Lithuania. So and also a very white place.
I lived in Lithuania.
Random,
So you went uni over there for 6
6 years. So
Oh, really?
So medicine is 6 years, 5 to 6 years in most countries. I did. So basically, I didn't get in Ireland. I think I was just quite young and immature. I didn't fully apply myself, but I still wanted to study medicine. So I had a friend who was studying dentistry out there. So she told me come out there. Lots of people go to Eastern Europe nowadays to study abroad. So I went to Lithuania. Which is obviously a very different experience. I didn't know any better. I just wanted. I was ready to get out. I was ready to be independent. Still on my parents' dime, ready to be independent. So all of this happened in Lithuania, and I think in Lithuania the culture around going to the gym was more present there earlier than it is here now. So I think there were women. It was mostly men still in the gym, but there were women in the gym training and whatever else. And so all that happened out there. I did it for a couple of months and then kind of fell off. So anytime I was consistent with the gym, it was purely because I wanted to lose weight. And so of course I was never really that consistent. Yeah.
So talk to us a bit about what you do now, because it's so good. Because having you on, also came to my event as well. I've
Yes,
got some
I did.
videos and pictures in there.
Yeah, and I'll
It
be at
was
the next
amazing,
one.
yeah.
So make sure you're there.
Got 10 out of 10 feedback
Yeah.
on your speech and everything as well. And I think it's so good that we collab, because we've kind of got the same niche, a woman that we kind of help.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting for the viewers to know as well, like, what do you actually do? Like, how do you help women that come on board? Like, what does it look like actually working with you as a client?
Yeah. So if I kind of touch on my own story, which can kind of preface all of this so people understand where it all comes from. So as I said, gained weight around,